You know what's the most ghetto part about life? Is that certain things you will only understand it once you are in it. Welcome, my dear listener. My name is Dr. Diane, and this is Redoctoring. This is a podcast that allows you to be a different kind of doctor. If this is your first time listening, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Scroll through the transcript, scroll through the episode list that we have. It's a good time on this side. But we are also about making progress with regards to how we think about our career. So if that sounds like something you want to stick around more for, I highly encourage it. And in today's episode, I want to speak to the messy middle that is unemployment. I was having a conversation with a good friend of mine who is now post-comserve, navigating the locum space and everything. And I shared my experience of locuming and everything with her, and I basically just shared that unemployment is something that as South Africans we know exists in the context of South Africa. In the context of the world, we are very aware of it. But it was only when I was part of the statistic that I truly understood what it meant to be like in that mindset, in that frame. It's the most weirdest thing. If you've not been through it, it's something that shakes your whole identity. It shakes your whole life, but also the lives around you. Everyone's just looking at you, wondering when is something going to happen. We live in a very capitalistic society where, money makes the world go round. But at the same time, we will tell ourselves that, money isn't the source of my happiness. Money doesn't make things happen. But when your source of income is gone, it feels like a big part of your identity is gone with it. How does one stay positive? How does one stay moving forward? How does one stay navigating this time? You know? Recently, I shared in an episode that I am now employed. I'm now part of the tax paying bunch of people in the land. But before that, I was navigating my unemployment season for about a year. I learned so much and I grew so much from that time. I think the one thing that I now see retrospect is how much space I now have for the unemployed figure in the world, or the people who are unemployed just generally, like unemployed but not vibing with it. Let me put it in that way. Like I shared in the opening of this episode, unemployment is not something that I understood until I was in it, which is so sad. It's so sad. Of course, I feel like there's different levels to unemployment. There's unemployment and I don't have a roof over my head. I don't have food. I have kids to feed and I have nothing. Then there's the other side of unemployment where you're unemployed but chilling on a couch. Someone's feeding you, someone's clothing you, that type of vibe. So I think unemployment is a very big spectrum, but there is a core sense in wherever you are at, which is a big loss to your identity. We live in a very capitalistic society where the vibe is money is not the source of our happiness, but at the same time, money makes the world go around, you know? So when you lose your source of income or your ability to earn an income, it really hits hard at your identity. Looking back, I would like to speak to who I was then. And also, I hope this episode will help anybody else who's navigating the season and just take what you need to take, leave what you don't need, and let's see what happens. Basically, I have this motto in life where I truly like whatever ghetto season I'm at, whatever ghetto-ness I'm in, whatever trench I'm in, I always tell myself, Diane, you're going to live until you are 70. You're going to live until you're 70, 80, insert whatever number it is you want to reach in this lifetime. So, if we look at things in that trajectory, if we look at things from that point of view, whatever you are facing now, whether it's heartbreak from that situationship that you knew you should not have been in, or it is dealing with a season of like unemployment where you don't know the end will be, you can rest assured that it will not last until you are 70, you know? So when you look at it in that perspective, you know that there will be a beginning, which is something that you've already occurred, something that you've already seen, but there will also be an end to it. And then you will jump into another season. So now, when I looked at it in this lens, I said, you know what? Let me step back and observe the season and just do what it is that I need to do, so that not necessarily to make the season pass, because we don't know when it's going to pass, but just to make the most of it. Not in the most of it like have the time of our lives, but like just to take in the season, but also to like just live life through it, because life does not pause whether you're heartbroken or whether you're happy. Life carries on. So how can we continue living despite our circumstance that we have not welcomed? So there are 3 things that I did that I would like you to also just take some time and think about it. Number 1, you need to find purpose to your pause. Purpose is something that is a very, very big topic in this life. Like, should your job be your purpose? What is your purpose? It's a big existential thing. But when you break down purpose towards seasons in life, it's much easier to see and to grasp it, because you know that the season is here for a moment. Like, it has come, it has gone, but what can I take from it, or what can I name this season? What can I do with it? That's what I mean by finding purpose to your pause. For me, I had just finished ComServe and I was my most unhealthiest. So I said, however long this period is going to be, I'm going to become my most healthiest. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, creatively, socially, financially. Not much, but I just embodied that word that I wanted to rediscover my health. So look at it to you as well. What parts of your life have you neglected because it just was always on the back burner as you were chasing other things? What relationships do you need to rediscover? What meaning behind yourself or parts of yourself have you buried away because you were slaving away, doing calls and whatnot? Like, when you actually take time and you actually reflect, you realize that us as human beings, we actually subconsciously, a lot of things just go under the mat in order for us to carry on, in order for life to continue. So what is that one thing that was in the back seat that now that things have paused, you can now bring to the front? In a previous episode, I shared about unemployment, but from the perspective that us as healthcare professionals, we need to rebrand it to the public so that they are able to join arms with us. Now, to make it more personal, you need to rebrand this season to make it personal to you. I know, It may sound like I'm coming from a place of privilege when I'm telling you that, you just gotta see meaning in this and see what you can take. But honestly, that is what life is at the end of the day. Life is about moving on from a phase in life, and you take the lessons with you. We move on from relationships, we take lessons and we pass them on to people. We move on from jobs, we move on from people, and sometimes all that we have are the lessons and the memories. So what lessons can you create, or what lessons can you take up? That's what I mean by finding purpose in this pause. Second point is going to be controversial because it sounds like it's not going to do anything for you in this season, but hear me out. Hear me out before you cancel me. You need to take a break from job applications. Like, let me share my own personal history with you so you understand where I was coming from. When it comes to rejection, I did not take it very well. I personalized it, and I also very much felt like it was a me thing. When you hear no 10 times, it's one thing to take it, but when you hear no 50 times and sometimes 10 times in one day, it's very easy to personalize it. I also think us as women, we don't do so well with rejection because we're usually the ones dishing it out. It's another thing to take it in. So because I knew my weakness and I knew my sensitivity, I knew, listen, if I'm out here on LinkedIn all day, every day, I'm a crash out. Of course I crashed out, but like crash out. So I remember there were times when for a few weeks I didn't do anything because I just emotionally did not have it in me. This season also has a lot of other emotions because there's emotions projected onto you from other people. One thing is that we always believe that we are multifaceted people. We believe that we are people who are bigger than whatever we are encountering, or one aspect of ourselves. We believe that we are multidimensional. But once you lose your source of income, like I said in the beginning about income being linked to your identity, or once you lose money, it becomes a total thing. Like, that's all people see. They don't see Jacqueline, who is an athlete who does this and that is an amazing friend and whatnot. They just see Jacqueline who is unemployed. And people in your life, of course, they mean well, but everybody's going to ask the same question, which is, how are things going job hunting? Like, people say it with love, people say it with the best in their hearts, but it can be so triggering if that is not the first time that you hear it. So, coming back to the point about taking breaks, for me, I found that it was what was best for my mental health. For you, if you are a warrior there on the front line, definitely go at it. Do your 50 applications per day, whatnot. Just, it is a reps game at the end of the day. Sometimes these things are really reps. Like, you just need to do 100 so that you can get to the 101, which will be a yes. But sometimes there's character building in the form of emotional development, and that was what it really was for me. So if you feel like you need to take a break, don't feel guilty. Know that me and my unpopular opinion are with you. We stand with you. And just bringing it back to what I said in the beginning about this phase not lasting forever, you need to tell yourself that it will not last forever. It looks like it will be forever right now, but it definitely won't be. Like I said, you're going to live until you are 80. And this 1, 2, 3, I don't know how many months this is going to be for you. You will one day reflect on it and you'll be like, you know what? I actually thought it was bad, but it actually wasn't so bad because you have grown from it, and whatever you are in right now is a lot more bigger than what you previously were once in. Another thing that I tell myself all the time is that, girl, you made it through med school. You're a doctor. You're smart and you're hardworking. You can make it through anything in this life if you put your head to it. And I think unemployment is another thing. We're living in a day and age where innovation and automation and ideas are being celebrated. Like, people are coming up with jobs every day. People are starting businesses. People are doing everything. I'm not saying that that's what you need to do. I'm just saying we have the brains to do anything we want to do, and I want to encourage that. But also at the same time, if waiting for the government post is what you want to do, that's cool. What I mean by this phrase that you're a doctor, you can do anything you want to do, is the fact that literally you need to start thinking about that and what you've been through in medical school as a superpower to anything you want to achieve. You want to do pull-ups in the gym, you need to tell yourself, medical school was a lot more harder than this. I can do this. And now bring it into unemployment. Like, you're a champ. You're a champ and you can do this. Yeah. I hope you were able to take some encouragement from this episode. I think in life there are many, many, many things that we have to get through. And honestly, if you can see the purpose to it, then you are able to get through the season a lot more, not calmer, but a lot more regulated. Like that. Like, there is always a lesson and there is always something that you can take. And that's what I want this episode to be about. Taking what you can take. Because one day, like, you have to just have faith and you have to believe that one day your employment will come. And when it comes, you will definitely miss a few things from this time that you were able to do so easily that you can't now do. I remember for me, I used to take evening walks. I used to hit 10,000 steps a day, every single day, because I had that much time. Now I'm struggling to even get 4,000. I really am. So that's one thing that I miss. But for you, it might be something else. Like, you were just chilling with your mama, with your dad, and then now the job comes and you're halfway across the country. Like, just take the season in, take it in your stride, take it with a pinch of salt. You're going to live until 80, and you'll see that this time was just like that. So, yeah. If you like this episode, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Please do hit the notification bell so that you are notified of every single time there's a new episode. Subscribe, like, comment, send this to a friend of a friend, tell everybody about it. And yeah, I will definitely see you in next week's episode. Oh, also, something that I was supposed to say a lot more in the beginning and in every episode is I am always hunting for guests, and I'm always hunting for new conversations that we can have within the medical context, in the medical fraternity, in the medical sector. I don't know what you want to call this group. But if you feel like you have a story to share, or you know someone who has a story to share, feel free to drop it in the comment section. Feel free to come at me in the DMs, whether it's TikTok or here, or find me on LinkedIn to connect yourself, to plug yourself. I want this podcast not to only feel like it's me dictating things, but it's like you and we're building this brick by brick. You see? You see. So yes, definitely always free. And yeah, I'll definitely see you next week. Bye.